All right, so on 3.3.1, which we've assigned for November 1st, 21 this year, but pretty soon we'll probably be 22. So we got these notes from class where we say division just makes fractions and fractions just make division. So on 93, and guys, we better not just be copying down answers, make sure this makes sense. We were asked to show that division turns into a fraction, and like we talked about in class, our division symbol is kind of a nice reminder that it's going to be a number over a number. The dot slash dot or dot fraction bar dot is a nice reminder. So we just take our first number, put it in the numerator, and our second number is the denominator, right? Division turns into a fraction. So first number divided by second number. 0 divided by 8, well, that's no good. 0 pizzas to 8 people. We're all getting 0 pizzas. And we said in class, this would not make sense. Dividing by 0 does not make sense. So we actually have a symbol that we can use for that. It's a 0 with a slash through it. This means undefined. So guys in here, if you want to go back and add that 0 with the slash through it, kind of like the no smoking symbol in a way, but we call it undefined. Means it can't happen. There is no answer. Please make sure you're eating food. Because I'm talking for a minute, please make sure you're eating food. All right, so in 94, I told you guys to skip it because we didn't get to it in class today. I'm going to come back and do that at the end of this video, especially if you guys end up out of here because it's time to go to our next class. Then I can do it really fast at the end of the video. On 95, we're asked to represent using a picture. First, we did 1/3. So in my blue, I shaded 1 of the 3. Then in my purple, I try to show 2 of the 5. So my 5 sections that I did across, I kind of did those as rows. That got a little weird because they're a little skinny. All right, so I had 5 sections. But then if I shade that in with the purple slashes, how many are doubly shaded? It's going to be 2 out of 15. And mathematically, right, if we represent that with multiplication, we multiply straight through the top, straight through the bottom. Equaling 2, equaling 15. Any questions on any of those problems that we've covered so far? (96). This is when we're really trying to make sense of this. So guys, if you don't represent it, drawing these tiles, I'm giving you a check minus. So (-6) and (-2). Remember, this is not a plus tile. It's negative tiles and more negative tiles. So (-6), (-6), right? And (-2). So if I had 6 and I brought in 2 more negative tiles, how many negative tiles do I actually have? (-8), yeah. But now, (-6) take away 2 negatives. So there's my (-6). But if I take away 2 negatives, if I take them away, how many negatives would I have left? Ooh, yeah, I'd only have 4 negatives. And we know that's because this really becomes (-6 plus 2, getting an answer of (-4). And another problem involving scaling. So to scale this axis, anyone want to remind me what I do with this 75 here? Forget about the question mark part for a second. Just how do I figure out what each of these tick marks is going to be worth? Yeah, we divide by 3 because there are 3 segments here. Yeah, it's 25, so that tells us to count by 25s. So 25 and then 50 and then 75. That verifies that what we did was right. And then how many of these 25s does this segment get? 2 of them. So 2 of the 25 length segments, this section is 50 long. You could also do 75 minus 25 and get 50 that way. Now back to 94, so you guys have a jump start. Back to 94, so you even have a head start on like what we do tomorrow, because we're going to do this in class. What we're going to finish making sense of in class is division by a partial amount. Is really awkward, because think about it like this. If I bought, let's say I'm going to buy pizza for math lunch. Sorry, I probably won't. But let's say I'm going to buy pizza for math lunch. Let's say I figure out that I can take 3 pizzas and divide that to half of math lunch. 3 pizzas. So if this is our classroom of math lunch, 3 pizzas, put some toppings on there, can satisfy half of you. Well, how many pizzas would I need for all of you? 6. Because if there's 3 for this half, then I need 3 for this half as well. So what this actually does is it says, change your division into multiplication, and because you did that, flip the fraction, which some of your previous teachers have probably told you is keep, change, change, or the more common answer, or more common nickname, keep, change, flip. So what we do with these problems that are division of a fraction, to make them easier, remember not easy, but easier, beneath this, right? K, C, F. Not KFC, we're not Kentucky Fried Chicken. We are dealing with fractions. We're going to keep the first fraction. We're going to change the division into multiplication. And because we do that, the next thing has to flip over into its reciprocal. So it turns into 6 over 1. Now that we have multiplication, we go straight across, straight across. So 3 times 6. 4 times 1. And we can stop right there, or we can convert it back into a mixed number. Which I think would be, well, so first we'd get 4 and 2/4. I might as well write that work. And then that would become 4 1/2. Because how many 4s can come out of 18? 4, 8, 12, 16. And then we'd have 2 left over. Try that on your own with C, just because it's right here in my camera shot. So we would keep, change, flip. Yeah, but it's not over yet. So pick that pencil back up and solve one more problem. If you got the chance to at least even start something, isn't a little bit of progress better than no progress? Then B and D, I'm going to leave for you guys to do on your own. B and D, do on your own. I would make, at least in D, I'd make that fraction improper first. I would make that fraction improper.